Today we're going to be doing a live coaching session. Excuse me. My name is Tommy. Hi. Do you want a free snowboard lesson? I want to make you as awesome as possible. What is the one thing that you're struggling and you hope that I can help you with today?
First, comfortability with speed. I slow myself down a lot.
For me, that's great information because my goal is to make sure she has a good day. We're going to go through some basic mechanics, some stuff. So make sure you stay throughout the entire thing because this is going to be a real life coaching session with me. And if you ever want to get coached by me, check out my summer camp where you can get coached by me. Are you afraid of heights?
A little bit.
And we're stopped. Point down. Point down. Oh no! I dropped my glove. First thing we're going to be talking about is how to get off this chairlift as safe as possible. So the two things I want us to focus on is I like to make sure my body is in the right position as I am about to exit. I actually want to get my hips rotated a little bit. Notice that my board is now pointed straight out. This is going to allow me to get off the chairlift without slipping out and falling. The second big thing is as soon as I push off the chairlift, think about pressing your back foot against the back binding. This is going to allow you to have a more stable platform. So, number one, line up. Number two, stable platform. And then we'll go from there. Stable platform. Nice. Woo! Slow down. Yes. Let's go. Awesome. A little bit of a scary situation, right? But now we're going to work on the turns and make those better, which is actually going to make this way easier, okay? So one thing at a time, but good job. So the very first thing that I do in a lesson is I let the snowboarder do what they're normally going to do. This is going to give me a good baseline understanding of their mechanics, what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with. Plus, I don't want to overwhelm them with a bunch of instructions just yet. I want them to feel good, warm up, and this is Erica's first run in maybe a week. So I definitely want her just to feel good, and then we can get into some nerd. Great. So a couple quick observations. She's doing really awesome. She's comfortable managing her toe side edge. She's looking downhill, has some upper lower body separation, some awareness, just being able to look around with people. So she's doing really good. Now you can definitely tell that she's a little hesitant with quick turns as well as just being more authoritative with her turns. It does look like the terrain dictates where she goes. So there's going to be a little bit of extra stuff I want to work on just to be able to control that snowboard with more intention. Also, I see that she has about 60% of her weight over her lead foot, which is already a great starting point. If you're a skier or snowboarder, you literally got to check out these goggles, and for only $139, they're packed with some incredible features, and there's tons of value here, starting with Zeiss lenses. Now, Zeiss lenses is known for their high quality lenses, their clarity, and their contrast, which means you can have better visibility and better detail, especially in low light situations. And personally, I ride this lens whether it's like a powder day or it's sunny. My favorite lens ever. But if you need low light lenses, for every goggle you pick up, you get a free low light lens too. So it's a win-win. But there's some other awesome things here, including check out this pin system. So we have one pin here, 2, 3. Now, when you line it up with the magnetic lens, you line them up and now it's going to give you a lot more vertical structure. Plus we have taller straps, which allows you to have more comfort, and it's going to last longer because a lot of times when you have goggle straps and they're thin, they get stretched out and then that's not awesome. Plus, guess what? They are helmet compatible. Boom, pop them on, wear them, and now look how sick this fit is. A lot of people are worried about that, but look at that. No gaper gap, no bad vibes. Let's go. And because you made it this far, ready? We're going to do this just for you. So go ahead and check out our website because we got a couple different colorways, jackets, beanies, all sorts of awesome stuff. So check out shopbenetek.com. Two things that I love that you're doing. One, you have 60% of your weight on your lead foot, which actually is a great way to turn your snowboard, which I want to amplify and make a little bit more awesome, but that is a great starting point. Number two is you are comfortable both on your toe side and heel side, which is really challenging for people. A lot of people tend to just stay on their heels or the toes. So already your baseline is pretty freaking awesome. What I would like to do is work on being able to gain a little bit of speed and then be able to know how to A, slow down, and B, be able to slow down quicker. Okay. We're gonna do that on our toe side edge, and you're a regular rider. Yep. So your lead foot, the right foot's in the lead. What's great about that is we can do this thing called a traverse. A traverse simply means we're gonna go across the hill. Now there's two things that's really cool about this. One, the more we go across the hill, the slower we're gonna go. The more down the hill, the faster we're gonna go. So we're gonna be able to control our speed. If I wanna go faster, or you wanna go faster, just go down. Number two is because we're traversing, it's gonna be really easy just to focus on our toe side edge and the kinesthetic cues that I have for you. Sound good?
Yep.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a 180 and then face uphill like I am. So from here, we're gonna do two things. We're gonna just work on a balance drill. So go ahead and stand up. Now our challenge here is to try to stay as balanced as possible for as long as possible. Now, a couple of things are gonna make the balancing way, balance. Two things are gonna make balancing way easier. One, think about just pressing your shin against the front of the boot. Notice how your hips are a little forward and do a little bounce for me. Okay, can we do that bounce controlled? There you go. Number two thing that's gonna help is look in the direction you wanna go. Because if I'm looking down, watch what happens to my body. Now I'm in a not so awesome position. So as I'm here, I just wanna bounce. So look in the direction. Okay, good. Now let's do that again and continue to press weight over that front foot. Yep, and now I want you to find where is too much and where is not. But I'm gonna challenge you with one more thing. Where are you looking?
Down.
Yeah, see, it's really hard. So try to just feel in the body. Okay, where are my shins? Am I balanced? Okay, so let's do that. Yep, great. Yep, balance. Nice. Now let's take a break from doing both. Let's just press shin into the front foot. Nice. Okay, let's try to press the shin against the front of the boot really slowly, but see how far you can go without losing your balance. Where are you looking?
Down.
Yeah, we're gonna look like maybe over here. Beautiful. Great, now let's try to do that again and feel how far you went, but let's try to do it with a little bit more intention. So notice I can just, yep. And then keep that balance. Cool. Do that 3 more times with a little bit of intensity each time, but stay balanced. Love it. Okay, where are you looking? I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Cool. Now, we're gonna use essentially that same thing as we go down the hill. The very first thing we're gonna do is just like, we're gonna point our board down the hill and I'm just gonna squish that bug or squish that boot really slowly and then come to a stop. The next time we're gonna try to do that a little bit faster, but we're gonna do it in a controlled manner so we can still stay balanced. Our big thing is intention and balance. We're gonna do those two things right here. Sound good? Cool. Point your board towards me and let's do the first one first, which is gonna be nice and slow. And when you're ready, just start squishing. Whoa, nice. Notice how quick that board moved. Okay, let's do that again, but slower. Slower of the shin, yeah. Allow yourself a little bit of speed. Look up, look towards me, trust it, keep going. Smooth, now go for it. Ooh, yes. Now I'm gonna give you a nice little challenge because I feel like you're absolutely ready for it. We're gonna point our board down the hill for a 4 to 5 count.
Okay.
We're gonna pick up a little bit of speed, but we're gonna be okay with that because we know how to come to a stop. And we're gonna try to come to a stop at not super slow, but not super fast, right in the middle.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a demo, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna point my board. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 4, come to a stop. And notice how I got to be even and I didn't spin out, but I stopped not crazy fast, but I didn't stop slow. Let's try that. Oh, okay, same thing. Let's stop faster. I want to hear a little bit of. Yeah, we're gonna give her legs a break. But one thing I want to see, and that a lot of beginner snowboarders do, and I want to try to fix this. Imagine you're driving up to a stop sign. When you go to a stop sign, do you slam on the brakes? And do you slam on the brakes or do you smoothly slow down to the stop sign?
Well, hopefully smoothly.
Theoretically, we should go smoothly, right? So when you go to your stop, you're doing this. Slam on the brakes, slam on the brakes. And it's really hard to control. As I come to a stop sign, I can slow down extremely fast without having to slam on the brakes, right? You can like progressively press the pedal and still hit that stop sign. That's what I want to do here. So we're gonna point our board down, trust going down, trust looking at me, picking up a little bit of speed. Yeah, let's go! And then now you're balancing. So I'm also already seeing, look at her body position. She's keeping that spine way more upright. A lot of times when you're nervous, you're hunching over because you want your hands as close to the ground as possible to save yourself. She's standing tall and so confident. I'm so proud. This is really exciting. The next thing I'd like to do is our space is kind of limited here. So we're gonna do a couple practices on our heel side edge just so we're aware of it. Now, this terrain slightly fades to our left. So if we go to our heel, it's actually gonna push us even further closer to the rope. So just be aware of that for now.
Okay.
Yeah, do you mind if I grab your hands?
Yeah, okay. Stop this.
This is a great instructor trick. Two things. One, lift up your toes. I'm actually gonna put my snowboard, lift up a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna put my foot underneath. Now look how comfortable and easy it is by me just putting my foot there and she's comfortable. This puts less stress on me and less stress on her. Now we can actually isolate a movement. Which one is your lead foot? So then do you mind hopping on the other side just to get this angle? Erica's lead foot is going to be this knee. What I'd like you to do is sink your belly button down about 4 or 5 inches and I'm gonna hold your hands. So imagine you're sitting back in a chair. Now I'm gonna hold you so that you don't fall over. Now, as we're here, shift your weight to be a little bit of weight on the 60% on the front foot. Let's go a little less, like right about there. Now, I'm gonna have you look over just past towards these cameras, and that's where we're gonna go be snowboarding, right? We're going that direction. Now, I want you to take this knee and I want you to try to move your femur. Yes, just like that. Now let's do that again, but make sure you're sinking down just a little bit and now move that. Yes. Okay, do that 3 more times. Yep. You're gonna start feeling a little bit of tension built in your bindings and you're trying to turn. Now, that's good. Now I'm gonna have you sit down real quick. As I have weight on that front foot, watch this knee. Notice that the snowboard turns and all I got to do is move my knee. I'm not necessarily moving my toes, but that knee is going to help that board turn. How we practice that is we're going to point our board a little bit across the hill. So as we go, of course, we're going to look uphill. We're going to slice across the hill. Now I'm going to simply just do that. I'm going to allow the board to pick up speed and then we're going to turn, isolating just our lead knee. Another instructor trick. One hand on the ground, push off, 1, 2, 3, and then lift up your toes. Okay. So you're gonna get a little bit of speed and then trust that front knee. Look where you're going, towards your left, there you go. And yes. Notice how quickly and easy that board moved. You could literally see the snow just quickly turn. Was that easier or harder?
Than what I was doing before?
Yeah.
Oh, way easier.
Yes, let's go. So way easier. But as the exercise before, if we do this really slow and smoothly, cool, we're gonna get a slow and smooth turn. If we turn it really fast, we're gonna get a really fast turn, but sometimes that's a little bit too much. So it's just like slamming on the brakes on a car, smooth and progressive. Squish that front foot. There we go. Now, what I'm also doing is having her work on her turns on her own, trying to practice this thing without adding a bunch of pressure. It also gives me the ability to see how well she's gathered the information, some blaring obvious things to work on, but by giving her the freedom to practice it, it's really evaluating her body, her mind, and it just gives her some practice. One of the things that instructors we need to do is just let them practice, but also giving them feedback. So it's definitely a balance. One thing I want to start thinking about that's going to make your life a lot easier in certain situations. Now, ideally when you do a turn, you have a C turn. Now this turn right here, you have like your toe side and your heel side. One thing that you are really good at is allowing your turn to go all the way across the hill.
Yeah.
Now, that can be really challenging because imagine you're on a one-way street and you're driving in a car and all your turns are all the way across, all the way across. The problem with that is you're going to run into stuff. You have a very limited area. What should you do? Longer graduated turns. So our turns should look more like this. Now I have a little bit of heel side. Now I have a little bit of toe side. I have a little bit of heel side. Yeah. But here I can slow down and still do that skid. But in certain situations, like at the very, very bottom, you have this very narrow flat spot. What you kept doing is coming to an almost a complete stop, which makes it really hard. Now my goal here is it's kind of flat. Our goal is to not get our board all the way across the hill. Okay. Our goal now is to go diagonal on my toes. Notice that my board is not across the hill. Now I'm gonna go to my heels. And then I'm gonna go right back to my toes. So we're on our toes. We're gonna go to our heels for a brief second. And then go back to our toes. Oh, good save, good save. And now let's go a little heel. A little bit, a little bit. Now go toes. Yes. Okay, let's go heels a little bit. A little bit more. Watch it. Oh, yeah, okay. Remember, whatever edge you're on, you have to lean over that edge. So here's what I saw. You're leaning this way, but you're trying to do a heel. Right? Because if I'm over my toes, but I'm trying to go to my heels, I'm gonna crash. If I'm on my toes, I'm on my toes. If I'm going to my heels, I'm on my heels. Now I'm toes, now I'm heels, now I'm toes. I'm gonna help and we're gonna totally do this drill. Okay. I want you to do this. Trust the process. You're gonna point your board straight down the hill and get your nose to go underneath my foot. Okay, now we're gonna stop. We're not gonna move. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be our happy place. Now, I always have to return to here. Now, let's say I wanna go to my toes. Cool, I can lean on my toes. But what happens if I wanna go to my heel edge? I have to get back to this spot, which means I'm even and your board's pointed straight downhill. What keeps happening, and do you mind if I grab your hand? Yeah. I'm gonna turn your board. We're not gonna fall, but where should we be right now? If my board, yeah. So why you fell is because your board was this way and you leaned back. To not fall, we want our board to go back to neutral. Now look how easy it is to go either way. Go toes, go heels. As long as my board's straight down the hill, I will never fall. Okay. If I'm doing that. But we fall because your board's on your toes, but you're telling it, I want to go to heels, that's why you fell. Oh, she totally just ran me over. So now you're on your toes. When you're ready, you go back to neutral, then go to heels. Wait for it, wait for it. Now, yes. Back to neutral. Yep. Back to neutral. Yes. Now toes. Yes. I love it. And then whenever you're ready, go back to neutral, and then we're going to go to our heel edge. I love the momentum. Trust it. Wait for it. Now. Yeah. Look at that knee steer. That was great. You're doing great. Those last couple turns before the last one were really smooth and really good until you did this. So then as we read the terrain here, we're just going to notice that, cool, it's starting to veer left. So we want to stay on our toes to try to slice across, and so we don't go into the woods. So do a little breakdance move, end up on your toes, and we're going to do toes. Whenever you're ready, slow down, and let's do a heel side turn. Oh, that was awesome. What I loved about that is how quick and confident you were. Now we got people around, we're gonna try to avoid them a little bit. So we're just smoothly going heel side. Whenever we're ready, we're gonna start getting that weight to go to neutral and then squish that boot. Squish the boot. Yo! All right, so toe side, we're gonna point the board down the hill and make a really long, smooth toe side turn. Okay, eyes up. Allow that board to go to neutral. Point the board downhill. Wait for it, and knee. Yes! That was awesome. I love that knee. Now this is that area we were talking about that gets really narrow. So you're doing a good job. Like, okay, I'm here. I'm gonna go to my toes. I'm gonna roll to my heels just for a hot second and go back to my toes. Yep. And keep that board pointed. Neutral. Yep. Yes! There it is.
And unfortunately, I had to get going, so I was only able to take 2 laps with Erica, but I'm super proud of her trusting me and trying new things. And as we saw here at the bottom, she was able to make better turns, which I'm super pumped on. The next thing I would recommend for Erica is to get more practice, especially on the beginner hill, because I think that's really going to help her build her confidence. If you like this style of content, definitely let me know by liking the video, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.